that's the big three right there for tonight. 36, 19, 28.
Yeah. At the moment, Clax is part of the big three.
Yeah.
At the moment, that's where it's at.
Yeah. What was I gonna talk about? Oh yeah, so let's talk about the Ben thing, because
how do you even want to address this?
Yeah, so it's like, if Ben comes back and this team, it just doesn't look like it did tonight, we lose, how will you guys like receive that? How will you guys feel about that? Like,
Chubbs, hop in here. I'll go after Chubbs.
Well, let me ask you all this. Do you think, general opinion, do you guys think we're better? I mean, do we look better without Ben on the court?
But that's what I don't know, dude.
Well,
It's one game and it's the pace.
One game.
Based off this one game, I agree. But I also feel like I mentioned this, and I've seen some comments on it as well. I feel like Ben should come off the bench, like get that rust treatment until he just proves himself and looks comfortable out there. Because at the end of the day, we still know we've all been able to see that Ben and Clax is not really going to work together. I mean, Ben needs a team with like 4 shooters around him. And I mean, off the bench, you can do that. And Ben obviously plays way better with the second unit than he does with Claxton and the starters. Like,
well, is it Nash? Because when Ben's on the court, Nash doesn't really put like these, like there's lineups we saw tonight. We saw a lot of spacing. We didn't really see no non-shooting lineups. Like, he puts Ben with non-shooters a lot.
Ben does. He does kind of set up Ben up to fail, I feel like, because like if you're going to, like, at the end of the day, what you need to do, either honestly, when you have Ben out there, that's the time to put you at the 5 or just put Ben at the 5, I guess. But that's that.
Well,
you should have.
We saw how that looked a little bit. I mean, I think you're going to see that a little bit more, especially against teams with similar height, or their big is not like the size of Joel Embiid or something. But
yeah, I don't hate that either. Like, we can do that, and if you at least have to test, you at least have to test it for a little bit with Ben around shooters, because I mean, in the preseason and even like when he's out there during regular season, he thrives when he's with pure shooters.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. We talked about this pregame spaces on Twitter. The reality is there is no quick fix for this team right now, especially when it comes to Ben. You are not trading Ben because Ben's probably at an all-time low right now.
35 years, crazy.
You're outside of like trying to find another center or a backup point guard, right? But like the reality of like really moving off Ben, or just ultimately, like, the only way I see him going to the bench at this time is if they slow down his minutes and say, yo, like, maybe we shouldn't be running him this much. Maybe he needs to work stronger in practice, get more training under his belt, come in more controlled. Like, maybe. I mean, I fail to believe that if Ben, even with the issues that we know Ben has, if Ben was the Ben we saw before all the drama,
that's what I'm. Exactly.
If we had the Ben, even with the passing up of the layup and the shooting and the things, even with all that, but if you had the Ben prior to all the drama with the 76ers, we could still make it. It would still look good, because you would have a guy driving to the basket, dunking, running. Like, you'd have a completely different Ben. The problem is the Ben we're seeing now is not Ben Simmons.
It's not Ben. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I refuse to say the Nets are better without Ben, because this is not Ben. This is the Ben that we're seeing is not him. Like, the usual, like Saint was saying, the usual Ben that we see is attacking the basket, constantly dunking. The defense is great. The passing is 8, 9, 10 assists.
Yeah, and he's not doing any of that right now. Everything is like a shell of his former self. Yeah. The only thing that he's doing is, with any kind of okayness and normalcy, is passing.
Yeah.
Everything else is like a shell. It's like you got budget Ben. It's like pretty much what you got right now at a very expensive price.
Yeah. Let me see what the chat is. Oh, Chubbs, you want to get in there? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to put this in, and it's like, okay, the convo is there, but it's the Indiana fucking Pacers.
Like, thank you. That's why I said thank you.
Like, I'm sorry. I wanted to be up for this convo, but it's the fucking Pacers. This isn't the Grizzlies. This isn't the Bucks. This isn't not even the fucking. It's the Pacers.
Yeah.
What are we doing? And
Bro,
mind
we
you,
know
this
that you know
isn't
the conversation is gonna happen. You know what conversation is gonna
We
happen. You
had
know they're gonna put it on first
AJ, mind
take.
you.
They're gonna put it on
Remember when
undisputed.
Harden first came here and we were
Yeah.
kind of fucking up with him and we were saying, "Oh, we look better without him." Like I'm not having this it's the Pacers.
Yeah.
This is a team we should beat without Ben Simmons.
Yeah. That's
Like,
a fact.
come on. This is a team people said is in like contention for Victor.
Yeah.
Like Ben Simmons or not, we should blow this team out the water. Ben Simmons or not.
That's a fact. It's actually embarrassing that we lost a 24-point lead.
And we almost
would do
lost
that, though.
without him.
We
Like-
almost, yeah.
Like
It's embarrassing.
understand this? Like I get it. It is a conversation to be had, but it's the fucking Pacers. Like it's the Pacers. Like if we did this against like the Grizzlies, the Bucks, maybe I understand it. But
Then
it's
you'll
the
be like,
Pacers.
all right, you'll be like, maybe
then
I'll
okay,
think
there's
about
a
it.
real conversation to be had here. This
Yeah.
is not a team to where you say, okay, we beat this team without Ben Simmons. We're better without him. Are we fucking serious?
Yeah. You know what it is? I think it's
Center
because
had 7 points compared to any of our centers.
yeah.
And
I think
we
it's because
still blew a 24-point lead.
the Nets Nation is so desperate for a win. I think that's why it's just like they were kind of panicking a little bit. And like,
Yeah, I was
now
off that high. Thank God we just won.
Yeah. Like I think that's why like the conversation is
thank
happening
God.
on Twitter right now because everybody was panicking like, oh my God, this is the worst start since 2015.
Are we ever gonna win? Like, are we ever gonna get
you
another
know what
W?
I'm saying? So oh wait,
I mean,
wait.
it's going to be ugly for a little bit. It is, but Paul, shout out to Paul, guys. BKN, KD, and Kai are on a hurry. We can't wait on Ben. Lakers is still waiting on Westbrook. I'm not there yet.
That's crazy.
I'm not there. Like I am giving Ben, like whether you agree with it. Some people are completely out and don't want to give him any time. I get that. You have every right. Like I don't think. I'll say this with the Ben situation. I think people that are willing to give Ben a little bit of time and the people that are like, nah, I'm not giving him any time, get him out of here. I think we're both right. Like, quite honestly, like at the end of the day, if you ask me, would I want to build a team around Ben Simmons or have him on my team? No, I wouldn't. Even top tier Ben. I personally wouldn't. Do I see the positive if he's top level? Yeah, I can see it changes some things.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't have a choice in the matter. Ben is not going anywhere anytime soon. So it's kind of like the same thing with Nash to start the season. We all wanted him gone, but at the end of the day, the dude is here. So on some level, I have to hope for success for both of them because some people are like, no, I want us to lose a bunch of games so that way they do fire him. I get that, but at the end of the day, like I want my team to win.